My grandmother. How did we get into my grandmother's house? It was Halloween and my mom decided that it was a good idea that my sister and I spend the night with Grandma. My sister and I really didn't want to go, but my mom was forcing us, so we had no other choice. Once we arrived, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. There was fog everywhere we could barely see. I mean, fog is normal, but this one was different. It was like enclosing us. It made me feel like we were trapped or something. When I went to complain about it to my mom, she said that it was normal and the fog was perfect for a night like this, Halloween night. My mom dropped my sister and I off and left. We went up to my grandma's door and knocked. I knocked on the door about 5 times and Grandma didn't even come to the door. My sister touched the door handle and realized that it was open all along. We stepped inside and couldn't believe our eyes. The whole place looked like it was abandoned. It also smelled really bad. My sister and I were calling out for Grandma, but again we were getting no response from her, so we decided to split up and search the house. That was a really bad idea. We truly didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. I was in the basement looking for Grandma and I noticed a big blood stain on the floor and I began to panic. I thought someone had murdered Grandma and that could have explained why the door was unlocked. I took pictures of the crime scene with my phone and I told myself I have to find my sister and show her this. We need to get out of here. A killer is on the loose. All of a sudden I heard a noise like a hammer noise banging on something. I made my way back up the stairs to see what's going on, but as I was opening the basement door I saw this lady and everything went immediately dark. I woke up in this room and saw that my sister was there as well. I told her that we had to get out of here before the crazy lady that hit me came back. I saw a piece of paper on the table and I decided to take a look at it. And this is what I saw.
If you are reading this, I think I might die soon. I am writing this letter to you so you don't make the same mistakes as me. Read what I am going to tell you very carefully. You have 5 days to escape this madhouse. The lady chasing you is named Granny. Stay quiet because she can hear everything. Every time she hits you, she will put you back in this room. You can hide under beds and cabinets, but do not make her see you. Watch out for the bear traps she places on the floor. You can escape from the front door. You can drop items to lure Granny into a specific area. There are weapons you can use against her. There is a map of the house and a list of the items you need in the drawer. Good luck and I hope you make it out alive. Signed, G.M.
I couldn't believe what I just read. This was absolutely insane. Our grandma has turned into a killer, but this couldn't be possible, right? There was no time to waste. We had to escape from this place quickly. I went to open the drawer to get the map and the item list, but the map wasn't there. Granny probably took it.
The items list. The hammer, to chop wood off. The cutting pliers, to cut wires. The watermelon, contains a key. The padlock key unlocks a lock on the main door. The cogwheels, used in the playhouse. The master key, used to escape the house. The safe key, unlocks the safe in the basement. The code, unlocks a lock on the main door.
After reading about all the items we need to find, my sister and I decided to make a game plan. The plan was that we will split up so we can find the items and solve the puzzles faster. Granny will also have a hard time because it will be 2 people versus 1 person. It's time to finally take our first step outside. So I reached for the door and took a look outside. I was shocked when I saw how many locks were on that door. This granny person who did something to our grandma clearly didn't want us leaving anytime soon. I felt like we were teleported into a horror movie. This wasn't real, it couldn't be. And our mom, does she even know what's going on right now? My sister and I worked as a team. We had trouble finding the items. Because the house was so big and complicated, we got lost a couple of times. It was also very dark and we could hardly see anything. On top of that, we kept stepping in areas where the floorboard would creak and alert Granny. It was day 3 and Granny really got to us. Our heads were hurting because of how much she was hitting us with her baseball bat, and our legs were sore as well. We only managed to unlock 2 locks and chop off the wood barricading the main door. We still needed the master key and the cutting pliers. We are so close, we can't lose hope now. Up until now, we still had no idea where our grandma was, but I remember noticing an album with my grandma's face on it sitting on top of a table in the 3rd bedroom. Yes, Granny has 3 bedrooms, I don't know why. So I decided to quickly and quietly head out to get the book while my sister goes searching for the items we still need. As soon as I open the album, a note slipped out. It says,
If you are still alive and made it this far, that is amazing, but the job isn't done yet. Behind the painting there is a lever that is used to open up a secret room. Once inside, place the book on the altar. Signed, G.M.
I looked at the picture and knocked it down. I flipped the switch and hid under the bed because I knew Granny was coming towards the sound. The bookshelf moved. I waited until Granny left the room and I slipped into the hidden room. I found Grandma in there chained up. She told me to place the book on the altar so it can release her. What is Grandma doing in there? This is insane. As I was bringing back Grandma to our room, I accidentally walked on a creaky floorboard. I couldn't just drop Grandma on the floor. I had nowhere to hide. I heard Granny's footsteps. I think it was already too late. Granny got us. I went back out to bring Grandma back, and I was hoping Granny didn't do anything to her. Luckily, she didn't. Once Grandma was in our room, I asked her to explain to me what the heck was going on. I also noticed that Grandma was in terrible conditions. It looks like she was beaten up. If that crazy lady rooming the house isn't Grandma, then who is she? Grandma told me that she came knocking on the door last night asking for a place to stay because her car broke down.
I felt bad for her and I let her stay the night, and tomorrow in the morning I was going to call a mechanic to fix her car for her. Little did I know she beat me up and locked me up in my hidden room behind the bookshelf.
I didn't even know Grandma had a secret room, by the way. Grandma explained that there was a lot of previous victims who fell into this terrible trap because Granny used the album with my grandma's face on it to take her identity, making her look exactly like my grandma. Since my grandma was the first victim, she was the one placing the notes around to help people escape, but most of them never made it out alive. That's when I realized the person signing GM on the letters was Grandma. My sister came running back into the room and told me she got the wires taken care of, but forgot where she left the master key. As she came in, she accidentally knocked the case over. We quickly hid under the bed, but Grandma was too weak to bend down and hide, so she decided to stay and made us promise to her that we will escape and put an end to this madness. She gave us a box of matches and told us to light this place on fire once we are out. Granny came, caught Grandma and killed her. I couldn't believe my eyes. This was madness, and Granny somehow knew we were under the bed and she got us too. Granny got us once again. It was day 5, our last day, and we can't lose now. This time my sister and I will go search every single room carefully and find that master key. Once we get it, we are leaving this place and burning it down. Once we arrived at the main door, we quickly opened it and escaped. Finally, fresh air, we are free, but we still needed to do one last thing. So I grabbed the box of matches Grandma gave me and burn this evil place down. Once we got away from the house, our cell phones were picking up signals and we could finally call our mom to get us out of here. She would never believe what just happened. At least Granny is gone and no one will ever fall victim to her again. Or so I thought. She is not that easy to get rid of.